Hello, my name is Sarah Daniels. This presentation will be justifying my planning with my daybook for my Year 5-6 class. I'll first discuss how I've met the APST focus areas in my daybook. I will then justify the general capabilities and cross-curricular perspectives, differentiation, and the assessment strategies used. I've chosen to focus on two standards. These are 1.5 and 2.6. The standard 1.5 is to differentiate teaching to meet specific learning needs of all students. This standard has been met through the use of strategies throughout the day. These strategies include student direction, partnered learning, hands-on activities and exploration, open-ended question, teacher direction, and through the different assessment strategies. Dempsey and Arthur Kelly state the use of diverse approaches ensures student learning and engagement. Therefore, by using multiple approaches and strategies, I provide numerous ways to structure these lessons and meet all students' learning needs. Standard 2.6, which is to implement information and communication technology, ICT, I have met this standard through the use of laptops to publish writing pieces and iPads for the mathematics assessment. By incorporating ICT, learning is created in a more meaningful way, especially with the iPad app, as students were able to interpret their assessment task and show their understanding of their specific criteria in their own creative way. The general capabilities of literacy was met through a writing piece where students were asked to create a mythical creature, describing the creature's characteristics in an imaginative and creative way. The general capability of numeracy was met through a mathematics fraction assessment where the students were presenting what they have learnt over the past few weeks on fractions. The last general capability of ICT was met through incorporating the classroom laptops and iPads into these lessons. The cross-curricular perspective of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander was met through incorporating Indigenous languages to name the mythical creatures used in the writing lesson, and through the Waste project where the two Indigenous students were decorating parts of the sculpture with dot painting, and they were also included some Indigenous words of certain aspects of the sculpture. The sustainability CCP was met through an ongoing class project where students are creating a whale sculpture with recycled items, and they were also creating a video to go with the sculpture to promote recycling in schools. The assessment strategies used included both formative and summative assessments. The formative assessments included observations, questioning, collecting, and marking of work samples. These strategies are used to collect data that will provide an understanding of the student's learning and where to go next, sort of thing. The summative assessment was also utilised to evaluate and assess student learning of fractions. Students had to present what they had learned over the last few weeks about fractions using an app on the iPads called Explain Everything. Students were to follow a success criteria that they were given. Through the use of this assessment task, I would be able to document the students' learning achievements of the content and know how effectively my teaching has been, and in order to be a reflective practitioner, I would be able to reflect on my success for future students. Differentiation is used throughout my planning. In my class, I have two Indigenous students who are both in Year 5. These students engage more with the use of visual aids. Therefore, throughout my entire lessons, I use examples on the board with the TV, on posters and handouts. They also require explicit teaching, as well as modelling and guidance. They also gain significantly through hands-on and ICT, which are implemented throughout my day. My class also has two girls in Year 6, Grace and Jimmy, who are identified with dyslexia. They require explicit teaching when introducing new concepts. They also require structure and teacher modelling, which is supported by the Australian Dyslexia Association. The other student in my class who requires support is Cheyenne. This student gets distracted easily and needs to be sitting closer to the front to stay focused when explanations and lesson objectives are being given. Most of these strategies previously stated can be used for Cheyenne as well. All the students benefit from using a visual timer on the TV, which helps them visually see the amount of time they have to complete a task, which also helps them stay on task. As well, I incorporate personal goals for individual tasks for each of these students. This means all these students get offered the opportunity to set achievable goals for themselves. For example, in the writing task, their goal may be to write 100 words instead of 150 or 200 words, which is what their achievable goal would be. I also have 6 students in my class who need challenge and extension. All these students have extension booklets which have been created alongside the units planned per term, as well as fast finisher tasks that are prepared for specific learning tasks. The New South Wales Department of Education and Training states that extension activities deepen students' knowledge, understanding and skills. Sky is a student in my class that has been identified as a gifted and talented student. She requires constant challenge and usually overexceeds her required work, although she does lack social skills. Therefore, I always try and encourage peer support and group work, which is also implemented to help her socialise with her peers. Marsh states that research evidence indicates that students gain considerably from cooperative learning across all grade levels. Olive and Josephine both are very bright students and grasp new learning fast. These 2 girls require more critical thinking and open-ended questions where they can explore more complex, different and meaningful answers. Again, they have also got extension booklets and fast finisher tasks. The 3 boys, Yona, Hugo and Leo, are all very bright with math, and they also require differentiation tasks in math and which have more complex questions and tasks for them. Through the differentiation strategies, assessment strategies, I've met the Focus APST standards in my daybook. As teachers, we know that by only using one approach, we aren't maximising the potential of all our students. Thank you.